Hey everyone, this week we are continuing our vending machine build. We did a little bit of everything this week. We did some 3D printing, did some soldering, did some wiring. We laid out everything just to have a look and made a lot of great progress. I'm really excited. Hope you enjoy. First thing I want to do is test this new motor controller, and then I would really like to find a way to wire up both motors at the same time. So we just tested both bays. They're working great. Now I think it's trying to figure out how to power the separate bay, because remember the Arduino can only power one. I think what we're gonna end up doing is probably stripping a USB cable. I have plenty of those, so we'll see what happens. I've never done this before. We're gonna ruin the cheap cable, but we'll just have a look inside. There you go. I would bet that these two are power and these two are data read and write. We're gonna go ahead and test that. We'll see if we can get a good read from these. This looks like a negative and positive just based off color. If that doesn't work, we'll look it up. Man, these wire cutters are awesome. They are awesome. We're running out of these jumper pins that have the female ends. We might need to get some more. Okay. All right, so we'll take this positive out, negative out. And the positive goes up here. Negative goes down here. Okay, and really all we want to see is that light back up when we plug this in. Yes, baby. Amazing. Okay. Oh, but we're not spinning. Why are we not spinning? All right, troubleshooting phase. Let's take it back to the way it was. See if it spins there. Can it spin now? Okay. I don't like that. My code isn't affecting these pins at all. So that's not the issue. Yeah, it lights up. Dang, dude. That one's confusing. I really expected that to work. My suspicion here is that my twisted wiring is the issue, causing some resistance. I don't know what to do about that, besides maybe tape it or solder it. Try again. Back to soldering. Yay. Last video was my first time soldering. I did not care for the fumes. I still need to buy a fan or something. We just need 5 little volts, baby. All right. Ooh. I am not a fan of soldering. It's like arts and crafts with toxic fumes and heat. All right, take 2. Okay, so last time we did this, the motor did not spin. Come on. Oh, it's not plugged in. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Still no. Dang it. Why not? Okay. So thinking through it some more, it's got to be that bad connection. The Arduino is powered by USB, so I know USB is enough power to power this board. It's just a bad connection. I'm gonna do some research on how to solder connections between wires well and efficiently. I ordered a fan, it'll give us some fumigation, and we're just gonna keep developing that skill. If I try again and that doesn't work, then I will probably get some help from my electrical engineer neighbor, and we'll figure it out. Hello. Man, it has been days since I have looked at this project. I have just been so sick, and I really didn't think I was gonna get a video out this week. But today I'm feeling a little better. It's Saturday, so I worked one morning this week. Today is Saturday. Normally I just edit all weekend, but I decided, nope, we're getting a video out, even if it's a short one. The electrical issue we're still having it. I texted my neighbor, he's gonna help me with it next week. Right now, I think the best thing to do is to get the bracket for the motor and the coil printed, the improved bracket. Okay, so we are in the office now. The last time I was here, working on 3D printing, I worked on this bracket right here. This is just a prototype item that grips in the little wells kind of around the back of this spiral. So you can see it kind of fits in there perfectly, comes out, and then just slides in. The idea is we're gonna print another component and attach it, or I'll make it all one piece, and it's gonna have a much stronger grip on the coil. What we're really trying to prevent with this design is that motor shaft or axle or whatever you call it from spinning inside this little hole here. The alternative would have just been glue that in place, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to put any glue on the spirals because if this breaks, we kind of got to start from square one. And it's always good to kind of level up my 3D printing skills. So, looking at our design here, this is kind of what we have. I think I'm actually gonna, let's move this out of the way. And we'll go ahead and re-import that component, the last one we created, as a solid piece. And let's see, I have the motor here. So just thinking through this, I'm gonna have to go get my caliper. Thinking through this is going to slide in right there, and then the motor is gonna come in and really just sit kind of on that piece and then be glued into our 3D printed part. And it'll turn that way. So really we just want like an inner concentric circle. And that's what we're going to work off. So let's flip this piece over. 180. There it is. And we need to know the diameter of the motor shaft. Let's measure here. So at its narrow point with its little chamfer, it's 5.4 millimeters. And then at the wide point, it is 6 millimeters. Yeah, dude. Shoot. I do not know really how to design that gap. I wonder if somebody has already done this work for us. Let's check it out. Oh, small DC motor housing, our favorite word. So that's pretty cool. Oh, hold on. Yeah, let's download that. Let's come over here. No, okay. That is not designed for what we're looking for. That's okay. Okay, so... All right, I think we just go with 6 millimeters. Oops. Oh, okay, what is happening? We go with 6 millimeters as the gap, and then we'll use glue, and we'll call that good. So 35. There we go, that looks better. And then, so just thinking it's gonna sit like that. Nope, it's gonna sit like that. Yes, okay. Like this. Flush. And it'll be up off the edge. So that's pretty good. Yeah, all right. You know what? We're just gonna go for it. Yep. And I do want to, let's see. I do want to expand the surface there. And because we're gonna bring that down just a little bit. Okay. Just to kind of make it as easy as possible to print and all that. Okay. Let's see if it's, well, we want supports. For some reason, there's literally no like support option here. Even unless you go into expert mode. Hey, look at that. Normal. Okay. So my design skills are okay. My printing skills are horrible. "42 minutes. 42 minutes to print this thing. Okay, so I think we go back to the garage and just outline the structure. See you there. All right, we're back in the garage. It's hot today. Kansas City is under a heat advisory. This is just going to be getting organized, looking at the general shape of our vending machine, cleaning up a little bit, and then seeing what we're missing and you know, what components we might need. Got a lot of boxes. Oh, this is the fan I bought. This is the fan I bought for to get some airflow while we're soldering. Soldering iron. Okay. All right. So this is why we're doing this. A couple things I'm noticing. Number one, we will need something to raise up these, I'm going to call these V brackets. We need something to raise up these V brackets as well as hold them, you know, steady. Right now, this box, this little pipe thing, and stack of tools are keeping these from moving side to side. So we'll need something to do both of those. So that's number one. The other thing is, you know, we'll be mounting on kind of like this, but over there, okay, that's fine. We'll have two motors. And then I think what I would like to do is maybe just do another little plate right here to put the electronics on. So let's see what that would look like. Backwards, like that, so the wires can run there. And then we'll have this. Oh, one more thing. I picked up this small power strip that can handle all the things we need to plug in. And then this can come out this side. Plug it in. Okay, so we'll have wires going every which way. I do want this to look kind of haphazard because it's cool. You know, it looks very like hobby done. I like that aesthetic. What I don't want is the cables to be so precarious that I can't like work on it or, you know, fix it without breaking something. So if anyone has advice on how to manage all these cords, let me know. We need to think about it. It's exciting to kind of see it coming together. And next step is really seeing how the 3D printing part goes. Talk soon. Okay, a couple more things we want to knock out before we wrap this video up. So first of all, I wanted to show you the kind of the final product I landed on for that motor coil bracket. It is this right here. So this is, you can see, you know, parallels to that other piece we printed. But then it has a little chunk here to hold the motor shaft right there. And then these little slits are for zip ties. So it just kind of goes through like this. Okay. Going pretty quick. And then, oh man, okay. We'll do it over here. Just fasten it on just like that. Beautiful. Okay. And then we'll just cut this off. Oh, that did not work as well as I thought it would. So this was the risk we take by zip tying it on beforehand. Getting this thing to go in is hard. It's a tight fit. Right now, just a friction fit. There we go. Okay. Darn. Good deal. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Okay, so, yeah, it just sits a little bit high. Wonder if we can, we're gonna rotate it so we're gonna lose our centering a little bit. That's pretty good. All right, so let's just test that as is. Then we'll wire everything else in. Pretty good. Okay. Now another big component of what we will need is something to hold this stuff in place. We'll get to that. And then every single time I do this, I have to check which motor is wired to which one. Okay, the bottom one is the first one. Okay. So let's go ahead and unscrew these wires. All right, and power it on. We got lights, 3 very important power lights here. The Arduino power light, the power to the board itself, and then the motor power light. What we do not want to happen is for the coils to twist up all our cables. So we gotta be careful there. We might actually reorient this in the final configuration here. Okay. Test number 1. Not working. I think I know exactly why. The pin, we're wired up to the incorrect motor here. I betcha. There we go, baby. Except, I think we might have an issue where it's spinning backwards. Yep, yeah, okay. So, that just means we have to switch these wires right here. Beautiful. Okay, another thing I want to do is cut some braces for this. And then whatever, we're probably going to use plywood just like this on the floor, and we might just glue those in place or whatever. Terrifying. Okay. So something like this. this, like glued down. Perfect. Sawdust everywhere, probably not great. And we're gonna test this with real snacks real quick, just so we can get that timing down. Well, these loops are quite large. I kind of need to squeeze it up. I guess it's okay if it lays like that, but. How about that? That'll probably work. We just set it across like that. These gaps are bigger than they need to be. I have to think about that. Might just do bags of chips or something. All right. 582 seems like it's hitting dead middle every time. Amazing. All right. Amazing. Wow. All right, guys. Really great week. Excited for what's coming. See you next time.